Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sari and you are watching my knitting podcast videos, and I think this is the first time that I'm filming from the downstairs of our new home, so you will also get a little glimpse of that. Until now I have been always filming in my upstairs office, so here you can see a little bit of our downstairs kitchen and living room. So I decided to film here today instead. And yeah, I was going to talk to you a bit about what I have been knitting lately, what I have currently on my needles, and what I'm going to be casting on next. I still have a couple of weeks left before I start my holiday, so I'm going to have a couple of weeks off, which of course in my case means more knitting. It's always a bit hard when you're a knitwear designer or anything creative that you enjoy making also in your free time. So I really like to knit. I would love to only just knit and do nothing else. So yeah, even though I'm going to be on holiday, I'm probably going to be knitting, and almost everything that I knit will be turned into a new pattern. So I don't really know if I really have a holiday or not, but I'm not complaining because I get to do what I love. Next Friday, so this week on Friday, I'm going to be in Jyväskylä. There's going to be the Jyväskylä Knit Festival, and Titityö, which is the yarn shop that is hosting the Jyväskylä Knit Festival, just started to carry Knitting for Olive yarns, and they asked me to have a little trunk show. So I'm going to pack some of my Knitting for Olive samples and head off to Jyväskylä and also check the festival at the same time. I've always had such a good time there. I think I've visited every year except the first COVID year that they didn't organize it at all, and also the very first, but all the other years I have visited. Sometimes I have been there for more than one day. Today I'm just going to go for one day. And on the following week, so the next week, I'm going to be in Berlin. So there's the wedding wool festival weekend that I'm going to be attending, and I'm going to be teaching 2 classes there. So if you are in Berlin next week, I hope I will see you there. So I will also be having a trunk show over there, as well as hosting the 2 classes. So the first class that I'm having is about cables, and I will be teaching how to knit cables with and without a cable needle. I will talk about how to fix the most common mistakes while knitting cables, and how to measure gauge over your knitted pattern, and also talk a bit about different types of cables and how to combine cables to create your own patterns. So that's the first course, and I think there's still a couple of spots left, so if you want to join that, I think there's a few more spots left in that class. And then on Friday I will be having a class about lace knitting, so different lace knitting techniques, mostly about how to increase and decrease in lace patterns. So that's the course for Friday. I think that's fully booked. And I will also be having a trunk show in Berlin, so if you want to come and say hi, I will be there next week from Thursday until Saturday. I will link the event below this video, so you can go into comment in the not comment section but the description section of this video, so below this video, and check it out. There's going to be a link to the wedding wool weekend, as well as everything else that I mentioned in this video. So all the yarns that I mentioned and all the pattern names and so on. Everything will be in the description of this video. So let's start with what I have on my needles at the moment. So you might remember I showed you in my previous video I knitted the wood anemone top or tee. So now I'm working on a matching top. So I already made one sample, which is here. So you can see it here. And it's going to look like this when you're wearing it. And it has the same lace and bubble pattern that I used for the wood anemone tee. And the yarn is also the same that I used for the tee. So this is Pascuali Re-jeans and this is their Re-jeans base, and I think the colorway number was 7. It's like a lemon yellow and it's a recycled cotton with a bit of other fibers, so it's made of recycled jeans. And the pattern is the same both on the front and the back. So that's how it looks like, and I'm actually knitting a second version of it. It's currently here on my needles and I'm hoping to finish it very soon, probably tonight, because I only have the hem and the straps left. So this one was made without the bubbles, so it's the same as this one, but I left out the bubbles, so this is like a bubble free version of the same pattern. And you can see here the difference. So it's the same but without the bubbles. So I know there are a lot of people who don't like making bubbles. I don't know if I really like making bubbles. It's not my favorite thing to knit in the world, but I love how they look on a finished piece of knitting, so that's why I like making them. I love the texture they make and like added the intricate texture that they add to a fabric, so it always looks so much more complicated than a pattern without the bubbles. So that's why I like to make them, but it's easy to leave them out if you don't want to make them. So I decided to make this one to show how the pattern looks like without the bubbles. So this is the bubble free version, and for this one I'm using Knitting for Olives pure silk, which is my favorite summer yarn, as you might know if you have been following me for a longer time. So I have been working with this yarn a lot, and again this is maybe not the nicest yarn to work with because it's quite hard, it doesn't stretch, and I always knit between the plies and then I have to go back and pick up the rest of the plies. So it's not the easiest yarn to work with, but because I know that I will love wearing it and it takes to wear very well. So I have my Roman holiday top that I made, I think 4 years ago. I've been wearing it a lot. I've been washing it in the washing machine with like the wool washing program. So not like the normal program, but like a softer, more intended for like wool and silk fibers, that program. And it hasn't taken like any signs of wearing, so I can totally recommend this yarn. And I often get asked about if knits are hot in the summer, and if you choose yarns that don't have any wool in them, for example silk, bamboo, cotton, viscose, linen for example, hemp maybe, they aren't really that hot. So you will you'll get surprised when you try it out. I've been wearing my silk yarn tops in the Mediterranean in the summertime, last summer in Rome, when it was something like 37 degrees Celsius during the day. So I wore my silk tops, and even though I'm knitting with the yarn held double, so it's kind of like DK weight, these are not hot at all. So just go ahead and try it. I'm sure you will be surprised like I was. And of course, if you're wearing something with wool, it's going to be a bit warm, but since it doesn't have any sleeves and so on, I think it's manageable. Don't know if I would want to wear DK weight merino or other wool when it's like really hot, but if it's fingering weight, I think you're fine. But yeah, so this is, like I said, Knitting for Olives, pure silk. The colorway is called Raspberry Pink, and it's like really like a sorbet, raspberry sorbet colored yarn. So it's really, really nice. I absolutely love it, and I can't wait to finish this one. So the pattern is coming out on Friday, and I've also been making a tutorial at the same time as I've been knitting it. So I've been filming every step. So I hope to, I don't know if I can manage to finish it by Friday as well, but I think it should be online at least next week. So if you want to make it and you're unsure about your skills, so then I will have the tutorial ready for you to work with. Other things that I have finished lately, let's show you. Start with this one. So I think I showed this to you in my previous episode. So this is my neon yellow green Kuutar top, and you might remember, here's my original Kuutar. I'm getting tangled with my yarn and projects and everything. Like, so here is my original Kuutar, and this is like a really pale beige color, like a creamy color, and I really absolutely I love it. But for some reason this summer I have been craving a lot more color than I usually do. So especially all kinds of pinks and reds, like dark red, like this intense dark red. I'm really into that at the moment, and all kinds of pinks, as you will see in this video. But anyway, the Kuutar top. So this is a pattern that I made last summer, so it's available on Ravelry. I will link it below this video. So this is the Kuutar top, and like I said, I made it in a much brighter color, and I think it's funny how design looks completely different when you just change the color. So whether it's like neutral, muted, or really bright, it looks kind of like completely two different designs. So this yarn that I used for this version is from Bien Aimée, and it's their merino singles, and the colorway is called Tennis Ball, and it's super bright. I absolutely love it. And I think everybody else is loving it too, because I've written so many comments about it on Instagram, for example. So it's super fun, very unlike what I usually go for, but I think the gamble paid off with this one. So super happy how it turned out, and I've been wearing this quite a lot ever since it I got it off my needles. So here we go. Another bright thing that I made is the Rococo top. And this is such a bright color. It's really hard to take photos of it because it kind of like looks just pink and you don't see any of the patterns. So I've been thinking whether I should be making another version of this to show the pattern better, but I think it is a very Barbie core, so think super fun colorway. And this is also the Bien Aimée Merino singles. The colorway is called As If, reminds me of Clueless. So here you can see, so the Rococo pattern, I made the Rococo pullover 2 years ago. It was like this circular yoke sweater with a similar lace pattern as you can see here on the front. And I decided to use the pattern for a top. So this the top part is very similar to the Kuutar top, so it has a similar I-cord edging and I-cord straps, but this one has like this longer twisted rib at the bottom, whereas the Kuutar is slightly A-line shaped. You can see here if I hold it, so it's slightly A-line, and the hem is folded double. So that's the difference, and this is currently being test knitted, so the pattern is coming out in 2 weeks. So not this week, but next week when I'm in Berlin, I'm going to be releasing this pattern. And also for this, you can see it has these small bubbles, so I wanted to keep the alternative to leave out the bubbles, so I made the back without the bubbles. So you can decide for yourself whether you want to make them or not. But yeah, this is the Rococo top, and I've been debating colors for my second, and since this yarn is so bright that you can't see the details, like I said, I've been thinking about making a second one, so I have a couple of options here that I've been thinking about which one I want to use. So I have Knitting for Olive's Merino. This is the colorway Nordic Beige. I think this is a really nice color, and it would look totally different in this very muted colorway than it looks like this. So that's why I also want to make it so every time you knit something that is really bright, people might get obsessed about the brightness and they don't see the pattern itself. So that's why I like making things in neutral colors, because it gives more room for the design, the stitch patterns themselves. And I think it's easier for people to imagine, for example, how this t-shirt would look like in pink, rather than how this one would look like in a yarn like this. So that's why I often choose very neutral colors for my samples, and why I kind of want to make something a bit more muted for the second Rococo top rather than the pink one. So I think this would be a totally different, it would give a totally different vibe for the top. So kind of that's why I'm going for this. And another similar option would be this is Grey Lamb colorway from Knitting for Olive. This is their Kokon Merino base. So this is 70% cotton, 30% merino. So this was 100% merino yarn. But this is slightly thinner yarn than the one that I used here. So I think this one had 360 meters per 100 grams, and these are 250 meters per 50 grams, so it would be 500 meters per 100 grams. So it's slightly thinner, so I would have to first like swatch to see if either of these work. Another option also from Knitting for Olive, this is also the merino base, so it's the same as the Nordic Beige, the first one that I showed you, and this is the Hokkaido orange colorway. It looks like this. This is a bit brighter than these, so even though I really like this color, it probably wouldn't give the neutral feel to the pattern that I kind of like wanted to go for. And also I have the dark ochre color. This is the Kokon Merino Beige from Knitting for Olive, so it was the same as the grey one. So this is a really nice spicy colorway, brown, super nice. So I think this would also look really nice for the top, but I'm a bit unsure about whether it's a good match because, like I said, it's slightly thinner with 250 meters per 50 grams. So these are a couple of my alternatives, and then I have a few blue options. So this is Lina from Sandnes Garn, and this has 220 meters per 50 grams, so it's slightly thicker than this one, but still quite not as thick as, so it's between these two options. So that's one option, and this was cotton, viscose and linen blend. And also I have leftovers from my past pullover a long time ago. I think these have been in my stash for something like 4 years now, and they've been waiting for a perfect pattern to use them. So this is from Mayak. This is the baby yak silk, so 50% baby yak and 50% silk. And this is the Tara colorway. I was going to choose this one at first, but then I realized that this colorway is discontinued, and I don't know if that is not a good thing for a knitwear designer to use a yarn in a colorway that's not available anymore. So this yarn is available, and there's a couple of really nice blue colorways, but the Tara colorway is no longer available. So I don't know if that's kind of like a no-no to choose a yarn that you can't like replicate. So if somebody really falls in love with the design, then you can't make the exact same because this yarn colorway is no longer available. But yeah, it's really nice. It's kind of like a jeans blue, more gray blue color, and like I said, it's 50% baby yak, 50% silk, and it's fingering weight yarn. So I'm a bit undecided. I would want to use something that I already have rather than go buy something new. Of course, it's always fun to buy new yarns, but kind of want to use the yarns that I already have, and that's one of the reasons that I really would love to use. And then I have my newest pattern release, which is the Neptune top. You can see it here, and this is a really nice pattern to make. So this is very simple. Just take it off the hanger to show it to you. So it has an I-card strap that goes into like this kind of like tunnel at the top of the front and the back. So it's not attached. You can kind of like roll the pieces around on the like piece of string, and you can choose how much you want to gather the top. So if you want to have it like really gathered or more open, so you can change it around when you're wearing it. And on the back is knitted in 2 pieces, so there's a slit on the back, and looks like this. So this has been something that I've been wearing quite a lot this summer, both on its own, and then I've been wearing like this linen shirt over it. So you start at the top, you make the tunnel first, so you start with a provisional cast on. It's optional though, so the pattern has alternatives if you don't want to make the provisional cast on how to make the tulle at the top, and then you increase a bit on the sides to get the shape right, and then you work the back pieces in the same way, join them all together at the underarm, and then work the body in the round. So this is knitted in Knitting for Olives pure silk, not held double, so this is a single strand, and it creates like a really nice flowy, it has a very good drape, and this colorway is called Haze. So it's like a soft gray color, super nice, and I've been loving it so much that I decided to make a second one. I just finished this one yesterday and I blocked it, so it's still slightly damp, but I still wanted to show it to you. So this is how it looks like in a brighter colorway. So this is also Knitting for Olives pure silk. The colorway is called Fuchsia. So it looks like this. Super nice. I can't wait to wear it, but like I said, it's still it's still a bit damp. And also this one that I'm wearing at the moment. So this is also with Knitting for Olives pure silk. So this turned out to be like a commercial for that yarn, but yeah, it's just my favorite yarn. I don't get paid to promote it at all, so this is just my own opinion. I really love this yarn. So this is the Colette tee that I'm wearing at the moment, and it's also currently being test knitted. I'm hoping to release the pattern by the end of July. So it looks like this. So it has this cable pattern followed always by a little stripe of lace. So it's not like so traditional cable pattern. That's a little twist because the cables are always broken with this little stripe. So I think it's super fun, and I'm already planning to make a sweater version of this. So I'm going to use a strand of fingering weight yarn with mohair, but I'm not sure what color I want to make, because I have almost the same color as this one, so it's like a mustardy spicy brown, but for some reason I would love to see this one in white. I don't know why, but I'm kind of like dreaming about it in white at the moment, but I have to see. I don't have any white fingering weight yarn or mohair in my stash at the moment, so I have to go and buy, and this color I would have, so I might be choosing this one or the same color, so that I don't have to go and buy something new again. But let's see. I also have, just a minute, I will go and get it because I want to show you a really beautiful yarn that I have. Good work with this one. So this is the yarn that I was talking about. This is Totle Matin yarns and single sock, but even though it says sock, it's 100% merino yarn, so no nylon in it, and the colorway is called Champagne. So it's a buttery yellow base with little speckles of more like yellow, orangey yellow. So it's a really nice, and I should just find the perfect mohair to match it, and then I think it would look really nice with this design. And at the moment that I went upstairs to get the yarn, I decided that I will bring the yarns that I was talking about as well. So this is Knitting for Olives soft silk mohair and the merino. The merino is a dark ochre and this one is dark mustard. So I was thinking about this combination maybe for this weather. I have to see what I come up with. But yeah, Colette, and the pattern is launching by the end of the month or very early August, the latest. And I have two more things that I want to show you, and then I have showed you everything that I'm working at the moment. This one has been, I haven't really had time to work on this. I had a couple of deadlines that I needed to finish first. So I showed you the Wool Dreamer Sauna yarn. This is the colorway Fratelli. I think I showed it to you in my previous video. So this is the start of a cable t-shirt with this yarn. So it's a 50% cotton, 50% wool yarn. So this is going to be the back, and then I will be picking stitches from each side and working the front the same way as I did for this one. So it has this honeycomb cable pattern and then some other cables on the sides. But like I said, I have had a couple of deadlines these past few weeks, so I haven't been working on this as much as I wanted to, as well as the Kuutar wrap that I showed you in my previous video. I haven't had the time to work on that either because I have had to finish working on some other things that were more like time sensitive. But yeah, as soon as these next 2 weeks with my rest of my deadlines are over, then I will focus more on things that I've been working. And I think I still want to make one more summer pattern. It's a bit funny when you're a knitwear designer. If I was just knitting for myself and not creating patterns, I think I would be in full on summer knitting mode at the moment. But since I'm a designer, everything I make now reflects to not this month, not now, but it's the next month, because there has to be like I have to finish my sample, I have to write the pattern, it has to be tech edited, then there's the sample knitting, not sample knitting, test knitting, and so on. So it always takes quite a lot of time before a pattern is ready for releasing. So kind of like everything I make now is coming out the mid-August, I think, the earliest. If I had it ready like now, then it would be like mid-August when the pattern comes out. And last year I realized that mid-August is too late to release summer patterns. So I should already be focusing on autumn patterns, and it's a bit sad because I'm such a summer person. I live for summer. I love summer. I love making summer patterns. I love knitting summer tops, summer tees, and so on. And for me, the fact that I should start working on autumn patterns at the moment, focusing on things that are happening in September, in October, I find that really hard, because I kind of want to think that, oh, it's still summer, it's July, it's the best time of the year, and then I don't want to think about winter, the coming winter. I don't want to think about the next fall. I don't want to think about the weather turning colder and the days getting darker. So I want to live in the summer, and as a designer I should start making the autumn things. So that's why I'm thinking about these, but I don't know. Well, today we had a very cold day here in Finland. It's been raining for the past few days, and we had a really hard winds today, so we had a couple of trees that fell down right next to our house, and it dragged down some power lines. Luckily not our house, but some other houses near us lost their electricity, so it's haven't really been outside today. It's a bit too dangerous to go outside, especially since the area that we live in, there's a lot of forest and really old trees, so there's a lot of big branches falling down because of the wind. So today hasn't been that hot. I've been actually wearing a sweater today, but still I'm still hoping that there's a lot of warm days ahead, and I don't know if I want to be starting a sweater with mohair in the middle of a heat wave, but as a designer I kind of have to start doing that. But yeah, I still want to make one more summer pattern, and I got this from my local yarn store. So not got, I bought it. I want to be transparent, so I bought this yarn, not got it. So it's Sundays Garn took Lina, and this is 53% cotton, 33% viscose and 14% linen, and the colorway is 3819. So it's reddish, orangey red, reddish orange, I don't know, both. And I had this idea of making like a matching clutch for my sunset camisole. So I kind of like want to make a little clutch with a zipper on the top, and then make the like frill of the sunset camisole on it. And I was planning to use this yarn for that, but I think that is such a small and easily knitted, quickly knitted project that I can still manage to have it ready and test knitted before the summer is over. But yeah, that's everything I had for today's video. Thanks for watching, and also, oh yeah, I forgot to mention that I'm running or hosting a summer top and tee knit along in my Ravelry group. I will also link that below this video. And all my self-published summer top and tee patterns are discounted minus 20% on Ravelry. So you don't need any code for that. Just put a pattern in your basket, and the price will be adjusted at checkout. So it's easy as that. So you can buy just one, or you can buy 10. The discount is valid on all my self-published summer top and tee patterns, and when a new pattern comes out, like I just released the Neptune top, and I will be releasing the wood anemone top and the Rococo top, as well as the Colette top very soon. The discount will also be put on those as well. So I almost forgot to mention that. So you should really take advantage of the discount if there's a summer pattern from me that you have been eyeing. I will link my summer patterns also below this video, so you can easily check them all out. And the knit along is running until the end of August, and there's gonna be some prizes and some other fun things happening with the call, so go and check out the knit along's Ravelry thread. The link is below here, and I will also post it up here, so you can easily access that one. But yeah, now that's everything I had for today, and if you like my videos, remember to subscribe to my channel so you will always get a notification when a new video comes out. Other than that, see you soon, maybe in Jyväskylä on Friday, or in Berlin next week, or otherwise on my next video. Bye!